My ex cheated on me at a party while I was there. I had a feeling that this guy, M21, was cheating on me. We were dating for 2 months at that time, but he often left his phone upside down so the notifications were not visible. He told me that he is about to leave town with his boys for the weekend, but he bought 3 tickets for a party from a promoter girl who I knew. I got lucky because the promoter girl knew we are together, and she texted me that she was happy that she is going to see me at the party. At first I didn't know what she meant, but later she explained that my ex bought tickets from her. So I put the pieces together and I had to be there to catch him. I bought a wig, so I went from blonde to brunette and put on clothes I wouldn't normally wear, so I became unrecognizable. I brought 2 friends with me, the more eyes the better, lol. We quickly found him and he was talking with a girl, but we were still standing further from them. 10 minutes later they started to kiss. I became angry and jealous, so I left, but told my friends to record him, so they took videos and pictures of them. At least we got some proof. Next day, I sent him the proof so he couldn't even deny it. He knew he messed up, asked for forgiveness, but I ended this thing with him. Do you think I did the right move? Story 2. Cheated on with family friend. My boyfriend cheated on me with his sister's friend. She obviously knew that we were together for 8 years by then. He would go to her house in broad daylight, and someone told me that they saw his car there often because they lived nearby. He talked shit about me to her, and now both her and her mum hates me. They got dogs together and he lied, saying that the other dog was for her cousin. He and her cousin worked together, and that the cousin didn't want it anymore, so she took it. She bought him presents on his birthday. He probably did the same for her. And he would brush it off as if it was nothing. We saw her often as she was his sister's friend, but we were living together when I found out. I saw some texts between them. I'm not one to out anyone or talk about them no matter what they did. No one knows about it. Everyone thinks they're such angels, especially her. She puts up this nice girl front, and everyone just loves her. Story 3. He was cheating on me with our coworker. He cheated on me with our coworker. I'm a waitress. He was the kitchen expo guy. She was a line cook. He gaslighted me for months about it and made me feel crazy. Talked shit about other servers who had boyfriends but flirted with the bartenders every day, calling them trash and whores, and saying that behavior is definitely cheating. Only to go and call it just flirting when I found out. Late-night convos, her talking shit about me and asking him to sleep with her, and his responses being along the lines of, I would but you know my GF, letting her talk shit about me, little nicknames, little emojis, sending her money for Ubers. Did you wear that outfit for me? Making me feel crazy for pointing out how she would wedge between us anytime we talked at work. Making me feel crazy for noticing she would put on Avril Lavignes, girlfriend, every time I came in for my shifts. Late-night rides home. He called her a whore every day, called her too skinny, called her an annoying flirt. I have nothing to worry about. He said he hated talking to her and working with her. He hated how she hopped from guy to guy at our workplace. He made me feel so crazy. I brought up how she acted and how it made me uncomfortable for months, and he told me they never hardly spoke. He said he's been cheated on and he would never do anything remotely close. He knew I've been cheated on twice and what all my boundaries are. He accused me for months of cheating with any guy I so much as spoke to in passing at work or texting childhood friends who have never been anything but platonic, even showing him the texts so he wouldn't worry. We had boundaries talk so often. He let her mock me. He was doing this in front of my face and giving her permission to make fun of me by doing this. I'm so upset. I'm heartbroken. And the gaslighting and manipulation when I caught him was so crazy. It all clicked how he's been doing this for months and I didn't realize. Thank God I sent myself the screenshots from his phone. We lived together. We talked about the future. He started picking apart my appearance the last couple of months and making me feel horrible. I don't even know what to do. This isn't even all the details. Thank God he quit our job in shame, and the word got out pretty fast. Love the restaurant industry, lol. I told my manager so she could schedule me on different shifts, and we are pretty close. I guess she told someone and it just spread around. And everyone we work with hates them both and has been texting me, consoling me, offering a place to stay. A lot of people told me they've had a feeling about those two. I'm glad for the people in my life. I haven't been able to eat in days. Story 4. Husband got a message from former OnlyFans girlfriend. My husband and I got married in February after 2.5 years of dating and 8 years of friendship. Our Wi-Fi has been down this week, so we've been using his phone to hotspot other devices. This morning while on his phone, I noticed a read FB message from a woman I didn't recognize. When I opened the convo, there was a recent request from this woman for money 1 week ago and a happy birthday message a few months ago, both unreplied to. The message prior was an explicit video, requested and paid for, 3 days before we started dating. Turns out they have a text chat history of over 6 years, lots of nude content exchanged, which it seems he paid for, and lots of him begging her to visit. Early on they had actually met in person on holiday and I believe hooked up, way before she had an OnlyFans account. At one point he paid for flights for her to come visit again, and made several other attempts to visit, reconnect with her. I'm baffled. Do I respond to her message for him like, "In case you missed the memo, he's married now, don't message again"? And how the fuck do I confront him and feel secure inside this relationship? Mind you, we were friends through this whole time, and he often tried pursuing me romantically and sexually as well. Many of the messages with this other woman are strikingly similar to our own conversations. Should I just let it slide because, to the best of my knowledge, they haven't communicated since he and I became official? Or is my marriage in trouble? Part of me feels guilty for snooping, but also things have been off lately, and in my gut, I knew I was missing something. Any thoughts and advice appreciated. Top comments. Hey, I appreciate the thoughtful response, and I appreciate that you took my comment in good faith. Personally, I would maybe mention you saw it by accident, true, and how it made you feel. I maybe wouldn't say that you scrolled all the way through or read in depth or anything, but I think it's okay to mention that you saw something explicit from someone and it made you uncomfortable. I think his response would be helpful in interpreting these feelings. Remember, he is your partner though. You love him and he loves you, so try to remember to phrase things in a way where the tone is one of good faith. Try not to express to him that he is guilty of something or accuse him. My fiancé and I both have a lot of trauma and have similar issues but in different ways about different things. We work through things by talking about our feelings immediately and try and work it out. Sometimes is making compromises, but it's always working together. She gets insecure about things very similarly to you, so this exact scenario has come up before. Actually a little less sexual, just a friend that had a crush on me that I didn't realize because I'm oblivious. She initially was really intense, automatic trauma response accusing me of cheating and being a part of it or wanting her, etc. But eventually we talked and she expressed that she was uncomfortable, and no question I respectfully removed this person from my life. My fiancé is the most important person in my life. I will always put her and her feelings first, as she does mine. I think you are being a little intense with the insecurity personally, but your feelings are still valid, and yeah, there is no reason he should keep her in his life. Sometimes people don't think about things the same way that you do. He probably doesn't think it's a big deal, because he just doesn't care about her. I think trauma responses can't be helped sometimes, but the feelings are real and valid. Like in my situation, in the past she would have to get really upset and intense to be noticed by her ex. He never validated her feelings, so it's automatic. The important thing is talking it through. This is something that is bothering you. If he loves you and she doesn't mean anything, it shouldn't be an issue blocking her or whatever. I wouldn't suggest speaking to her. I guess just don't assume he's being nefarious if it's not certain. In the beginning of my relationship, that would really hurt me. I felt like she didn't trust my character or my word. Remember, what she does isn't his actions. Try and assume the best. Second comment, I did not message her. I wanted to, but I feel like that makes the mess bigger. You're correct. She did message first, and that is out of his control. But why not either respond saying that it's no longer appropriate or just block her? It feels like he's keeping her on a back burner. I appreciate your sentiment on the invasion of privacy. I have a colourful past too. I'm not judging him for anything. And that's also why any such content from my before times has been deleted, removed, and left behind. I don't keep chats with former sexual partners or any of the shared content. It doesn't belong in my life anymore, and I'd never want him to have to see that.